We're bringing it back to our panel of Black mothers to discuss the verdict of the Chauvin trial yesterday. Professor Rutledge, your daughter is 11 years old. How do you explain to her what happened?
Well, sadly, the media beat me to it. She was playing on TikTok when she first saw the video of George Floyd, and I really wanted to protect her from it. You know, at 10, I didn't want to have those kind of tough conversations about race with her, but she had already seen it. And she started having nightmares, and she literally woke up screaming, saying, "Mommy, are the police going to kill us?" And I can't tell you how much that broke my heart, because I've worked with law enforcement for years. I have the utmost respect for them, but this is such a difficult time when we clearly have some problems between communities of color and the police. And so I just tried my best to reassure her that no one's going to kill mommy and daddy. Everything's going to be fine, and trying to tell her there are good and bad people everywhere. But honestly, I found myself having to reassure myself. I don't know about you, other mothers, but I was nervous when my husband left the door the first few weeks after George Floyd, because it wasn't just George Floyd, it was Botham Jean, it was Ahmaud Arbery, it was so much. And it's just been overwhelming.
Dr. Burton, is it too early? You have a 6-year-old daughter. Is it too early to have those conversations with her?
Yes and no. I think they have to be measured and, appropriate. This is a difficult one for me. I'm originally from Mobile, Alabama, and I was 6 years old when Michael Donald was hung. And I remember that so very vividly. Just see the mood, the atmosphere, this is in the days before everyone had cable, when we really were relying on the 3 networks at the time. And I remember the conversations of the adults around me. And so it was the irony of the special that CNN just did, revisiting that trial and that incident. I talked with my daughter this morning, because yesterday, fortunately, she had a lot of homework, and she was not in that space. It was on, the TV was in the background a little bit because we were paying attention to it. But I asked her this morning, did she have any questions? And I just left it at that. And she said, did they go to jail? I said, yes, the person that murdered George Floyd is going to jail. And we made it a point to have her at the processional for the funeral last year. We live near Cullen, and so we were on the street waiting very early from beginning until end, because we wanted her to be a part of that, and we know that moment is going to be etched in her memory. So yes, I do have those concerns, but I'm trying to just be observant and not force it, but make sure, just ask how she's doing. And she seemed okay this morning.
Dr. Plummer, I want to finish off with you. In a country where we're finding some people feel like they can do what they want with our sons, with our kids, do you feel like there are any safe spaces now, especially after this verdict?
Not necessarily. My children are older, and so I really let them lead the conversations. I ask them open-ended questions and have them give me feedback, because right now it's important for me to know exactly what they're thinking, just so if they find themselves in particular situations, they know how to act. We have a lot of work to do. Chelsea, we have a lot of work to do. This is just the beginning. And our young people are our new hope. This really is our hope. And the status quo needs to be eliminated. We need to look at criminal justice differently. And our children are our new leaders. Our young people, our Alina Hidalgos, those are the people that are going to lead this country in the city, in state, in a different way. And so looking at new leadership, people that are creative and look at criminal justice differently is what we're leaning on. And our children truly are our future.
I tell you, I have one great hope, that our children haven't seen the disappointment of the not guilty.
Absolutely.
We lived through the disappointment of the court system getting it wrong.
Right.
Thank goodness my daughter felt like, well, of course justice was served.
Yes.
And they don't really know any different. And that has been a relief.
Harrison said the same thing this morning. He said the exact same thing. He goes, Mom,
Thank
we should
you.
be surprised.
Right. Thank you, ladies. This is such an important conversation. And
Yeah.
I mean, we could go on for hours. Honestly, it's something that we'll have to continue throughout the morning show and our other segments. But thank you so much for being here. And I hope that after yesterday, there is some improvement. But as you mentioned, we do have a lot of work to do. So
You have to
I'll
get
send it
that
on
real
back
fast.
to
Yes.
the studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Chelsea Edwards, Fox 26 News.